Hi everybody, Watcher here. My name is Simone. I am a 22-year-old Italian broke watch enthusiast, and the last couple of weeks I've been thinking about buying a new watch for my own personal collection. I think I lack a proper dive watch from Japan. I do have this one, which is my Vagary G-Matic, which is a watch I love and I adore. It's a sub-brand of Citizen, so it's somewhat Japanese, but it's not really a dive watch because it doesn't have a screw-down crown. It doesn't have 100 meters of water resistance, which is not such an issue for me. Obviously, I don't ever go diving, but I feel like I lack it. And plus, it's from Vagary, which is obviously Citizen, but it's not such a recognizable brand. So it's a gap I think I have to fill. I have come down to three really strong candidates. I can't decide on one of them, so you guys are going to have to help me out with that. And next week's video, it's going to be the unboxing of the watch I chose. So subscribe to the channel if you aren't yet, and let's get right into it. So, Japanese dive watch, first option has to be a Seiko, and the only Seiko that fits my budget is the Seiko 5 Sports range. Specifically, I have chosen the Seiko 5 srpd 55K1, so black dial and black bezel, really classy, timeless design, a real strap monster, beautiful case, historic brand, and an iconic design coming from the Seiko SKX, now discontinued, but it's such a great watch. It's well built. Obviously, I haven't handled either of these watches, so these are my opinion, my first impression from what I have seen from other people, but the specs here tell the whole story because the heritage is on point. We have on one hand the Seiko NH35 movement, so such a great and important movement, such a workhorse that will last you a long time, and plus when it breaks you can replace it very easily because it's a cheap and a very commonplace movement, so no issue with that. Very cheap to repair and to service, so that's a great plus. As I said, the design seems great. Obviously the bracelet, it's not going to be amazing. We have a hardlex crystal, which is good enough for a price. We have an aluminum bezel, fine as well. So this seems like a great package, but it's got mainly two flaws. We have 100 meters of water resistance and a screw-down crown. So this solves one of my problems, so the heritage problem is figured out. Obviously Seiko, one of the best watch brands in the world, but on the other hand, it doesn't really solve the issue that I have of not having a proper dive watch. So yeah, of course this would be a great option. The SKX would have been amazing because that's a diver certified watch, but it doesn't exist anymore, or at least you can buy it but for crazy prices, so it's not really an option here. So we're gonna have to move on. The second option I considered was the Citizen NY0040. I have a strong connection with Citizen. My first ever watch as a kid was a Citizen Echo Drive, so amazing. I love that brand, and this model in particular, it's a great option, I think. It's a diver certified watch, so amazing. It's got a deep blue, really beautiful dial. We have a real Japanese design, like the indices, the hands are really Japanese in design and in concept. This design in particular has been produced for more than 20 years, so you know it's a reputable, really well built, well engineered, well designed watch. These are all amazing things, but the thing that keeps me from it are two mostly. First of all, it's got a rubber band and not a bracelet. I know you can find bracelets, and I know you can find bracelet versions, but those really go up in price, at least here in Italy. I don't know whether in the rest of the world it's different, but at least here the rubber band version go for around 160, 150 euros, whilst the version with the metal bracelet go for more than 200 euros always. So there's a real gap there with the pricing, so not great. And the main issue that I have with it is the movement. We have a Miyota 8200, not a terrible movement. I have it here with my Vagary, so it's not a terrible movement, but that rotor noise, that rotor wobble doesn't really connect with me. And plus, It's not the most precise, it's really a workhorse movement. I love that part, but it's a really basic, low stake movement. We have no hand winding, no hacking, so I would like to find something a bit better. So the third and final option, and it's the one which is a bit stronger right now, but nothing is said, is the Orient Ray 2. Orient Ray 2 is such a great watch. I love the design, first of all, really classy as well. Japanese in conception, you look at the indices, look at the hands, but I love the design nonetheless. It's the only one with the crown at the 3 o'clock, which is the position I prefer, so another plus. It's got 200 meters of water resistance and a screw down crown, whilst it's not a diver certified watch, which bums me out a bit. It's not really such an issue. As I said, I never go diving. This is the desk diver, okay, that I'm looking for, so no issue there. This is also the smallest watch in the batch, and myself having a 6 3/4 inches wrist, this is such a big plus. And plus it's the most strap monstery of these watches. You see, you look at it, it goes with literally every strap that you might think of, because it's a very clean and classy design. The Seiko might as well, but I feel like this is even more classy. Which brings actually us to one of the cons. This is not the most experimental design out there. I love when watch companies try some things new. This really doesn't. It's a black dial, black bezel dive watch. It's got a crown at 3 o'clock, so it's really standard. But this allows it, as I said, to be a complete strap monster. Goes with everything, goes with every outfit. You can dress it up, you can dress it down. Amazing. Also, Orient, whilst it being the cheapest watch, it's known for having the best quality control. Both Seiko and Citizen are not well known for their quality control. Orient never has given anyone a big issue. I have never seen someone complain about it, so this is obviously circumstantial evidence. Just because I haven't seen anyone have a problem with that, it doesn't mean it's for everybody, but in general I feel like Orient has that little edge with quality control, whilst being the cheapest watch, which is another big positive. Another positive, I feel like it's the movement. The movement seems like to be the best one in this batch. Got hand winding, hacking, more precise than the Seiko, at least it's stated as a more precise watch. But the negative that the movement brings with it, it's that it's harder to find the parts for it than with a Miyota or a Seiko NH35. So you have to keep that in mind. I am still considering all of these 3 watches, and all of these might be the one, but you guys are going to have to help me out with this, because it's a real difficult decision, and I'm going to have to put a bit of money into it, which for me it's kind of a lot, more than 150 for sure, so it's a real important decision for me. Help me out. If you own any of these watches, let me know your experience with those, and thank you to each and every one of you for sticking till the end of the video. This has been Watch Shark. My name is Simone. I am a 22-year-old Italian broke watch enthusiast.